My leadership style, believe it is a balance of empathy and excellence. I'd say those are the 2 words that resonate with me the most.
EE.
EE, yeah. I have a high bar because our work is so important.
Yeah.
We have to be excellent to serve our school partners to make sure kids are getting what they deserve.
So very excited to have my friend Krista Purnell here. Krista, welcome to the show. I
Thank you,
gotta
Monica. I'm
ask
excited to be here.
do you remember the first point when you wanted to build a career in education?
Yeah, wanting to and it being my purpose are probably 2 different things. I think when I was little, I always joke how I played school next level. I would make my grandmother be my very first student. I was always making worksheets and there were grade
Wow.
books and I was very detailed. So the writing was on the wall that I was supposed to be an educator then,
Mm.
but I resisted it for a long time. My sister was a teacher and I saw how challenging it could be. I have different plans. I was really into science. What did they tell girls growing up in the 80s and 90s? If you're good at science, be a doctor. So I was like, great, that's what I want to do. And things, my path unfolded, and I realized that maybe there's a different calling for me. And
Mm.
so sometimes I say, I think it picked me. I didn't pick it, but it's been a great experience as I've had different roles to be impacting education in children.
Love that. You've already hinted a little bit that you've been exposed to the importance of education. Tell me a little bit more why that surrounding was so organic. Did you like going to the library? I'm curious if you're young Krista, like how it was back
Oh
then.
my goodness. She was a proud nerd, but I definitely was a big library kid. It was one of the few
Mm.
places I was allowed to go independently. So I would
Mm.
spend hours and hours checking out books, reading books, entering the library competitions for reading. So I had a really strong foundation of reading. My dad actually taught me before I went to school. It was something he was
Wow.
passionate about me learning and spent a lot of time helping me learn how to read. So that was really a gateway into so many new things and worlds, and it just really expanded my creativity and my curiosity. So I think that was a big piece of it.
Mm.
Another special thing my dad and I used to do was going to museums a lot. So I have a real
Oh.
passion around art and culture, unique experiences that were beyond the classroom that I had. And then my mom, I say, taught me all the practical things. She taught me how to cook, how to drive, how to clean, how to be creative in your home, how to manage bills. And so I got a really robust experience from the 2 of them and
Mm.
realizing that they were definitely my first teachers and just being able to pass some of those things along to others has been a treat.
Love it. You shared that your very first career chapter, you were teaching fifth and eighth grade math. Bring us back to that time in
Oh
New
my
Jersey. New Jersey is also home
Yes.
for you when you where you grew up.
Yes. So I grew up in Southern New Jersey, went to
Hmm.
college in North Carolina, and my brother and his wife had just had a baby girl, and I wanted to be closer. She's now 21, so that feels a little strange. Time passes. So
You were
that means
baby
I've
once
also,
there.
I know.
She was.
She was so tiny, and now she's in college. So it's just
Wow.
like the passage of time. And I'm like, oh, wow, I've been at this education thing a while. I did the Teach for America program in Newark,
Mm.
and that was my first placement. And so I taught fifth grade math, but what I've learned in my career is some being open to opportunities. And so there was an opportunity at that first
Mm.
school for me to support some eighth graders as they were preparing for their end of year exam. And so I was like, eighth grade, I teach fifth grade. Like, why would they pick me for this? But I learned early to take advantage of opportunities and see where they lead. And so through
Mm.
that opportunity, it actually opened up the door for my next job after that, where I taught sixth grade and eighth grade. So it was one of those things that stuck with me around take advantage of the different opportunities where you are in your career. And they typically lead to something else new or just a different way to learn. But those first years were hard. I would still say I've been in my career over 20 years, which is wild to say out loud. And that was probably still the hardest job that I had.